I'm a senior commissioning engineer with over 20 years of experience. I have commissioned buildings across a variety of regions and typologies. My portfolio includes commercial projects, airports, pharmaceutical and hospital facilities. For example, the containment level for labs researching a cure for Ebola, as well as the National Satellite Testing Facility at Harwell campus, and the infrastructure for the 2019 Pan American Games in Lima, Peru. Delivering any industry-leading project within the built environment can be challenging due to the sheer number of stakeholders involved, including management teams, architects, contractors, and tenants. Hundreds of people are involved in bringing a modern, energy-efficient building to life, which can perform to its optimum. In large international projects, the challenge is further exacerbated by the differences of practices and legislation across regions, together with the delicate yet crucial matter of cultural nuances. Commissioning can effectively bridge the gap and streamline global collaboration through early engagement, outlining systems and setting expectations. For me, the art of commissioning is effective communication. At HDR, I'm responsible for Europe, Middle East and Africa, and my projects are located throughout the region. For example, in Lisbon, Barcelona, Madrid and Istanbul. I am currently commissioning a diverse range of facilities, including mission-critical data centers. In 2022, the global data center construction market was estimated at $51.4 billion, with a growth rate projected at nearly 9% between 2023 and 2028. This is expected to reach a market value of $80.7 billion. According to recent surveys, all of the top 10 largest data center providers in the world operate across culturally and linguistically diverse geographies. 7 of these have a fully global scope. One of the determining factors of a successful international commissioning effort is effectively negotiating the line between the local and the global. Firstly, we need to be cognizant of the fact that commissioning is a relatively novel concept within the built environment, dating back to the late 70s, and only gaining momentum in the early 2000s. Furthermore, its adoption differs throughout countries. Often, it is a legal requirement or a universally adopted best practice. Sadly, commissioning has not yet been fully embraced by the industry. We are creatures of habit and can be reluctant to change our ways. However, to stay in place is to fall behind. It is our responsibility to ensure all stakeholders are on the commissioning journey from the very beginning. Through early engagement, we open up a dialogue to effectively close the gap between differing codes of practice and industry traditions. Usually, the first step is a workshop or a presentation. Personally, I like to start by emphasizing that properly commissioned buildings can provide 10% operational energy savings on average, or that the commissioning is a requirement for a number of renowned industry certifications, such as LEED. It is absolutely crucial that the conversation is based on mutual respect, which brings us back to cultural nuances and cultural literacy. We need to work with a certain affinity for people, as we are essentially going places and implementing a new agenda. This is always at the client's request, yet local experts may not be familiar with the process, and therefore we must tread tactfully. In 1980, Roland Robertson, a British sociologist, introduced the concept of localization, denoting the cross-influence of local professional norms and values, and universal tendencies of globalization. Respect, effective communication, space for dialogue, awareness of local versus global sensibilities, integration, foreign language proficiency levels, diversity training. Those are just a few of the signposts to consider. Once we have successfully established the soft skills groundwork of the commissioning effort, we can proceed to practical applications. A 360-degree early contractor engagement is paramount and can be reinforced by further workshops and exercises exploring process and expectations. Typically, it is also beneficial to standardize the project by locking this to a specific framework, such as CIBSE or ASHRAE, or other standards preferred by the client. Furthermore, honest and open sharing of lessons learned from previous projects with extensive examples provides real-life application of the commissioning process and makes it easier to grasp. In early stages of engagement, we should refrain from using jargon or abbreviations and create an open access jargon glossary at the start of the journey. I also recommend sharing documents and templates with explanations, as stakeholders are usually not used to the documentation requirements of a commissioning exercise. To avoid creating a false economy, we embark on a journey together with the client, designers, general contractors, MCE vendors and subcontractors. And we all start at the beginning. This may seem like a simple message, however, it is important to reiterate that commissioning should be discussed at the start of the process. I would like to draw upon my work at the 2019 Pan American Games in Lima. This unprecedented event connected 6,700 athletes from 41 countries, competing in 61 disciplines, and was held in nearly 40 new venues. As a country, Peru came together, coalescing its support for this $1.7 billion project. Everything was achieved in 19 months and had to be delivered to a non-negotiable public deadline. On the 26th of July 2019, the lights went on, and the opening ceremony was broadcasted live across the world to an audience of over 600 million people. At the opening, the emotion was tangible. As we looked across the sea of people, we could see many holding back their tears, as this great endeavor to host the Games had been realized. Commissioning was instrumental in making that dream come true. Despite the many different approaches, the world is full of great buildings. There is a wealth of talented people who help to design and deliver buildings across the world, most of whom care passionately about their profession. There are over 11,000 people at HDR in more than 200 offices across 15 countries. As a global company, we offer many diverse perspectives to our international clients. By thinking globally and acting locally, we ensure that every building we commission, regardless of geographical location, will operate at its best for many years to come. We help to ensure a building's optimal performance, thus contributing to the industry's wider effort to achieve net zero across the built environment.